Seen an alien there.
That's how I got through it.
Bob called me and says, I want you to call Mary Ann and get a written permission for Jen and I to come back to the United States and get married. Because we were married in Mexico, but it isn't legal in the United States.
Under Mexican law, you had to be 12 years old. And of course, they qualified. I was irate. Didn't even think that could happen.
His brother called and he said, they want to come home, but he cannot come home unless you give him permission to marry her in the United States of America. And I said, permission to marry her? We would never do that. Well, he can't come back unless you do. He'll be a dead man or spend the rest of his life in prison if he comes back. You have kidnapping charges.
She says, absolutely not. We will not. That where are they? And in my mind, I decided to get him home. We had the FBI come in and they tapped the phone. He called me and says, I'm in Mazatlan, Mexico.
The FBI was able to trace the call to a hotel in Mazatlan.
And I thought it would ruin our relationship. I thought he'd kill me when he come back.
Our legal attaché in Mexico City was contacted. He contacted the federales.
The Mexican police came to the motorhome. All of a sudden they came through the door. They literally kicked the door down. They crammed all of us into this small little vehicle. I could kind of see him almost in the rearview mirror and just kind of looking at me like he was scared. They took us to this Mexican prison. At one point, one of the Mexican police officers led me down into a lower level in this dank, dark, water-smelling hallway to B's cell. He gave the guard his gold ring in order for the guard to let him talk to me. B said, tell your family that I brought you on a vacation and that I made a mistake. I took you too far away. I didn't tell your family like I should have. He said, I've been visited by Zeta and Zethra. They came to me and they told me that there are 4 things that you can't talk about. I couldn't talk about them, Zeta, Zethra, the alien planet. I couldn't talk about the relaxing pills that I'd been given. I couldn't talk about the mission, and so therefore I couldn't talk about any of the sexual experiences that we had had. He said, you will have no other contact with any other men, even with your dad, and if either of us talk about any of these 4 things, my sister Karen would go blind. And the threat against my father was that they would remove him. That's how they put it, which I knew meant they would kill him. And then, of course, the threat with Susan was that they would take her. And he said, your parents will probably come, but make sure that you don't tell them